Gonna find my river, gonna hold me tight. Cause
I already fucking hate this episode.
Afternoon
Sucks.
delight.
Fucking sucks.
Something in the not is right. And the thought of loving you gets me so excited. Go ahead.
Fuck this whole episode.
Sky rockets in flight. Pew! Whoop.
Give a fuck about it.
Afternoon delight.
I got a loose mic too, which is that is a plot line in Anchorman.
I need a mic, Rich.
Microphone!
A microphone, Rich. Hello, everyone, and welcome to we've gotten fervor over this movie club pick.
Yeah.
I've gotten nonstop messages. The press are calling, asking us what our takes on it. I said, you got to wait for the Patreon episode to drop.
Yep.
But here we are talking about the best movie to ever come out of San Diego, California, Anchorman.
Yeah.
I'm not done. The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Now I'm done.
Well,
now I'm done.
I hope my attitude doesn't lend itself. Like, let me just say this.
Yes.
My attitude doesn't necessarily say there's a bad or good review coming, but there is stigma behind this film because us living in San Diego, we are constantly bombarded with quotes from this movie. Like, this came out in 2004.
Yeah.
So solid 20 years of stay classy, San Diego. Milk was a bad choice. I see you live in the whale's vagina. It's been kind of daily for 20 years. So we are irritable.
Really cannot.
I am, at least.
I can't get the point across clear enough that for some reason, people in the sports world latched onto this movie
and
in
never let go.
Such a way.
Yep.
And, I feel like every fandom of any genre of anime, whatever, you have diehards and you have casuals, whatever.
Yep.
But there is something to do with whenever, let's say, I don't know, the Padres got into a argument with the Washington Nationals. And then all the Washington Nationals fans come onto wherever it may be, Twitter, Instagram, and they comment, "Oh, you should have stayed classy, San Diego." Yeah. And I see it all the time. And it's like, do you think you're the first person to say that?
Yeah.
Since this movie came out 20 years ago?
20 years ago. But I will also give, I'll just say from my personal perspective, Rocko's Modern Life, Nickelodeon show, started 30 years ago, actually. I think it's at its 30th anniversary. I think it was about 94. And I have also heard that every day for even longer.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, and what was your order? Yeah. Okay. What's your name? Rocco. Oh, like Rocko's Modern Life. Kind of like that, right? And it's like, heard that I am actually purposely rude on that now. I, for a long time, would just go, like Office Space. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm a fan. Yeah. And now I'm just like, I've heard that every day for 30 years. I'll say that directly to them to like, let's make this a teaching moment.
Yeah, stop.
So I hate to be like that, but anyway, I think we need a little bit of that maybe with the Anchorman stuff.
Now,
hey, we don't want to hear it. Did you ever see there was a banner in the Atlanta airport?
Oh, yeah.
That was, nobody calls it Hotlanta. Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I respect that.
We need that in our airport. But the thing is, our airport
leans into this.
It's old people that support this.
Yes.
You go to the gift shop, stay classy. It's like, but then again, see it from their perspective. They're probably stoked they're selling 1 million shirts,
They're selling 1 million shirts. Also, like, if you are from Hotlanta and you know someone who's going to San Diego and you like this movie, they got this shirt, like, oh, you got that shirt in San Diego, and maybe it's cute. Yeah, probably cute. I don't know, but it's just like here, it's just like there's not a lot of things that take place in San Diego. Yeah. LA is right around the corner. Yeah, and everyone just goes to LA. And so like we have this and Veronica Mars. And frankly, I watched 2 episodes of Veronica Mars. Wasn't very good. Dude, I didn't like it.
Everyone recommended that show to me. And I watched 2/3 of it. I watched like 16 episodes.
You watched that much?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I was like, I keep hearing this will get good. And then I was like, wait, 16 hours of this? I don't like it. I don't think 4 more is going to do it.
That's not going to sell you.
So I never went back.
Yeah, so we have these 2 things.
Sucked.
Now, most of this wasn't even filmed in San Diego, to be honest with you.
Nope.
And the thing that drove me crazy from the beginning, from the get-go, was the aerial shots are all like, well, this is not old San Diego. There's Petco Park. Mm-hmm. And at the time, this came out in 2004, Petco Park, I think, had been open for like 6 months.
Yeah.
When they filmed it, it probably wasn't even open yet probably hadn't had a game there yet.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's fucking brand new.
Yeah.
This is, you put a sepia filter on this, and again, that's like, who knows that? But if you live in San Diego, who really cares, you know?
Yeah, but I will say, you know, I knew you knew I was going to bring this up in this review at some point. The final Evangelion film.
Yeah.
They showed the creator's hometown at the end, and he CG'd the new buildings and made them the old buildings. So Hideaki Anno can do that, but Adam McKay can't.
Right.
Will Ferrell can't. Interesting.
And I'm going to say that I'm sure there was a conversation of that. And I'm sure they looked at the rest of the movie and thought, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. They probably said exactly what I just said. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And they moved on.
Stupid comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tried going into this honestly with like, all right, I've been mad at this movie for 20 years because of what it's done to my city.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go into this and just be open-minded and just see what I think. Maybe, you know, and I will say, to this movie's credit, there were parts I'm like, oh, okay, it's a funny idea.
Yeah.
And then I got lost. They lost me on it.
Yeah.
But there are parts of this movie where, like, you know, first off, for the most part, I love the cast. I think, like,
has a great cast.
Individual actors, I'm like, love to see you, happy to see you, happy to see you. It's just nonstop of, like, great cameos and people to see. So, like, it's such a weird movie to me.
For me, it was just the fact that I had heard most of the lines before. Like every scene, the punchline would be, "Oh, hey, I already knew about that." You know, that was kind of a little bit. That was my biggest problem. Is I was like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of a funny situation." Yeah, you say that and that and that and that.
But like again, like you can't fault the movie for being memorable.
Sure,
you know, and so that is.
Yeah, I'm like that with all kinds of stuff. I was just gonna say, like, people are like, "Oh, how can you like Bohemian Rhapsody? It's the #1 bro karaoke song." Yeah, but that ain't the song's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, brilliant song that caught on with a ton of people. That's not their fault.
What was it? When I saw Terminator 2, I'm like, I've just seen some movies like this.
Yeah.
And that was my critique when I first saw it, because I saw it recently. And you're like, yeah, but this is the movie that started all of that.
This was it. This was epicenter.
And then it's like, oh, yeah, we got it. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
I always use the example, but people blame Nirvana for, Nirvana, grunge music ruined everything. Grunge music took the pizzazz out of rock, which was very flashy up to that point. Mm-hmm. They ruined it. It's not their fault for innovating.
Yeah, they're a band.
Like, yeah, they did something different and everyone followed. That's not their fault.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always like that about these things. So, yeah. So that was just hard for me to deal with watching it, I guess.
Now, again, back to the sports thing, you know, I think that the sports person, the average sports fan, loves this movie. And I don't know what this says about me, you know, because I'm a sports fan, but I am like, I'm not like you. You know, when I see people and they do the Anchorman race at the Padre games, people are like so excited to see it, and I'm just like, man, like I just don't, don't have anything in common with these people. Like I don't know. Yeah. Have you seen that ever? Have you seen what they look like?
No.
Oh, I should find a picture of it. It is embarrassing, and people are filming it and loving it and laughing, and it's like I don't get what the love for this movie is. I don't get it. But let's go into the plot and talk about it. You know, I did some research on this movie, not a ton, honestly, but enough. You know, I know when we picked this, it was kind of like a joke I mentioned, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I ended up legitimately, Rocco, I was like mad at you at one point.
Yeah.
I'm like at home. Mm-hmm. And I literally was like, I have no time. We have to do this fucking. And so I had to turn off the Olympics and put on Anchorman. And it's like, this motherfucker. Like, of all things to turn off, like, it was some like awesome 400 meter hurdle race. And it was like, oh, God, I have have to turn this fucking thing off. Watch Ron Burgundy. God damn it. But I did.
I don't know what I was doing, but I was mad I had to stop doing it to watch this too. That being said, it's not that long of a movie. So
Thank
whatever.
God.
Do you want me to kind of? I can kind of like stumble through the gist of it.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the race you were talking about, where they all like big heads?
Yep. Oh man,
that's
I
rough.
wish I could go get a better picture. It's
If you search, guys, if you search Anchorman race Petco Park, it brings up these big head mode.
and
guys.
you'll see them, and they don't look good. For the record, they don't look anything like these fucking people.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's bad. This is what I have to
Looks
look
bad.
at. This is what, it's bad look. Bad look.
So, I'll kind of go through the gist of this.
Please.
Mid 70s. Ron Burgundy's big guy, big in the news, big news anchor, and he's got all these other reporters that are in part of his posse,
Yeah.
Brian Fantana is played by Paul Rudd. Champ, played by David Koechner. I think that's how you say his name.
David Koechner has one role.
Yeah.
He's always this
He's
guy.
always this guy. He's talking like that.
He is a character actor that plays one character.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like him. I can't
Some
think
movies
of a
I'm
movie
like, you're doing this again?
yeah.
And then some movies I'm like, that's the right person.
It's the right person. Like
this.
even
Yeah.
in The Office when he was
That was the right
that
person.
was the right person, but you're not supposed to like him.
Yeah.
But it's always a person you're not really supposed to like.
Yeah.
Is he just that guy? I've never seen him.
I think so.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Anyway, so him and meteorologist, weather guy, Brick, played by Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Again, if I didn't know anything about this character, he probably would have made me laugh more. But again, I've just been exposed to it too much.
Yeah. It was funny. I was ready to be like, this did not age well with him,
Yeah.
But it wasn't as insensitive as I.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it was like, okay, he's just, he's just a funny guy. He's just I don't know, whatever. I didn't hate that character like I thought I would. Okay, keep going.
So they're throwing a party because the station is number one, and there's a blonde woman at this party, and
Christina Applegate.
Yeah,
who
Christina Applegate.
I've always had, never been mad at Christina.
Had what?
I've always been into Christina Applegate.
Yeah, okay.
I was never mad at her.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Okay, thank you.
So the next day, they find out that the channel has hired Christina Applegate's character, Veronica, to kind of diversify the cast. They want an anchor woman. They're all like, there aren't anchor women. Like,
right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, so at this part of the movie, it's basically you see like them like living they're the kings of San Diego, and when she shows up, it's like, okay, this is like, they're very sexist, which is what I think Will Ferrell, I kind of looked into how they made this movie, and it was fucking weird, by the way. Some of the ideas they have for it were like, it was crazy. But he saw some clip of a newscaster from the 70s, and he was so clearly sexist. And he's like, that's funny to be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, what is that guy's day like? Let's make a movie about that guy. So, like, I do see the idea of, like, you have a cast of assholes.
Yes.
And then you have this girl, and now what happens? Like, I do see the dynamic here and how that's a funny idea for a movie.
Yeah.
There is, to me, a great idea in this movie. Whether it was executed or not, we'll find out later.
Yeah.
But, like, the idea of the base of it is like, okay, I see room for comedy is here.
Yeah. Well, so Ron like hits on Christina Applegate's character. He hits on her,
And he gets everyone he always wants. Like,
yes,
because he's the king.
So somehow, so you're thinking like, but this will be the opposite. This won't work out. No, she falls for him.
And that's okay. So here's the thing: is like at the party, she turns him down.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to continue. And then like within like it's them all trying to like get with her. And there's a little montage of her turning them down. And then she falls for Ron Burgundy. And it's like, nah. Yeah.
I go both ways on that because part of me agrees with you, and then part of me is like, well, they're doing what you didn't expect. Like,
That's true.
Oh, the typical thing. She's got a, and honestly, it might have made this movie even ookier if it was like she repeatedly has to fend off this guy.
No,
but instead, it's like, nah, she's down, dude. She's cool. Here, whatever.
Well,
and it's him that continues to ruin it.
True.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this gave me a Cheers vibe here. Sam Malone and Diane Chambers, same dynamic. Guy who gets everyone, hits on a girl who is out of his league, frankly.
Yeah.
But ends up falling for him. And even like they act the same, they dress the same. Very similar to me as Cheers situation.
Yes.
But there's when she's like waiting to have this is just a professional meeting. We're not gonna we're just colleague to colleague.
Yeah.
And then she's in the lobby like don't get distracted. He is very cute. I'm like you lost me. Don't say he's cute because he's not fucking cute. Like,
yeah. Sure.
And I don't think Will Ferrell has ever been called cute. He's funny.
Yeah.
But no one's ever thought this guy's attractive. Like that's not his thing.
I bet. Hey, anyone out there? If you're attracted to the male persuasion, do you find Will Ferrell attractive? Funny people are attractive to people. I mean,
I guess, but like
someone's attracted to Will Ferrell for sure.
Okay,
but in the Anchorverse,
in the Anchorverse,
enter the Anchorverse.
That's the worst.
He's such a dumbass that it's kind of endearing.
But
maybe.
I don't know. Well, I don't.
Give us your feedback.
Give us your feedback.
Those out
Let
there.
us know. And hey, no judgment.
No judgment. Just curious.
Smash or pass. That's all we're asking.
Smash or pass. Will Ferrell. Go ahead.
Where's Meg? We gotta ask her.
Yeah, damn it. Anyway, she wants to keep it discreet. This all happened. She wants to keep it discreet, and then Ron is literally in the office announcing he had sex with her, and then he brings it up on air. So the next day, Ron's driving to the station, whatever, and it talks about how his life would be forever changed by littering or whatever. I think that's what the narrator says.
Yeah.
It would be forever changed by his habit of littering. And he just is taking him by, I thought this was funny. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna actually go out on a limb here. I wasn't laughing most of this movie.
Sure.
Again, not even that. No, none of it was funny. It just, again, I've heard it 1,000 times, all of it, but not this part. And this part coming up made me laugh out loud, really loud.
Okay.
To be honest, and you're probably gonna roll your eyes like, of course. He is eating a burrito, and I mean, just like the biggest asshole, takes one bite, like, okay, I don't want any more of this, or whatever he says.
He said, this burrito is very filling.
This is very filling, and throws it out the window, and it hits a biker. So a biker eats shit on a bike. Ron Burgundy is with his dog in the car, just like, oh no, what's his dog's name? Baxter. Did we just hit that guy? Oh, let's go see, whatever. He's with his dog. And he gets out of the car, and the motorcycle, it's Jack Black.
Right.
Which he's kind of on a lot of people's shit list right now, but this is classic JB from back then.
Yeah.
And there's still like a lot of weird energy around the Jack Black situation.
Yeah,
right now.
there. Let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
Didn't know about the movie. It makes me. Jack Black is someone I have loved with my whole heart.
My whole life, yeah.
Or since I can remember, since high school at least.
Yeah.
And Tenacious D in particular, where it's like, this band speaks to me. I think they're hilarious, and the music is great. And I've just always rooted for Jack Black.
Always
Kyle
been in the
Gass,
fabric
Tenacious
of our...
D.
Yeah. We've always been huge fans.
Always rooted for him.
Yeah.
And when Jack Black blew up and became like an A-list celebrity, I was so happy for him. Like, yes, me too. Yes. And now, again, it's not over. He wasn't canceled. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But like, it is he's in a weird spot in this moment. Yeah. And I'm sure, in fucking 4 months when this fucking election's over, it won't be a thing anymore. But like right now, it's like, oh man, Jack Black, people are kind of mad at him.
For me, it's like Jack Black immediately went, whoa, I don't know why my partner said that. Tenacious D's over. We're not going to do any of this stuff, and we're canceling future stuff. Whoa. To me, he has never said anything that like everyone went, wow, damn, you ditched your bro there. Damn. But to me, he still hasn't said anything that like undid that image. Like he has said in recent days, yeah, Tenacious D's not over. Just wait. We're still friends. And while that's an acceptable answer, he's answering what we are asking. Mm-hmm. it's still like there's nothing there that's like it's still his bro is still out to dry on it. Like, he's not. He should have 2 days later gone, hey, Kyle's still my bro forever. Make no mistake, the D will rise again. Yeah. We just need to rethink how we do stuff. And then I'm gonna back up even further. They didn't even need to make the fucking statement in the first place. I think all it needed was, hey, we made a joke last night. That was kind of intense. Sorry about that. That was a little bit much. Sorry about that. Wouldn't have been thinking about it.
No one would have ever.
A month later, no one would have even thought about it.
Dude,
because I guess it's a touchy thing. Anything about political violence, what happened there? I'm sure the venue didn't like it. I'm sure whatever. But I feel like that's all it would have taken. Hey, off the cuff. It wasn't like they had a pre-planned thing or whatever. It was, off the cuff, made a joke. That was kind of an intense joke. Yeah, sorry about that. Might have been a little uncomfortable. Our bad.
We'll do it again. No need to cancel the tour and then
all creative projects on hold
indefinitely suspended.
Like, yeah, I don't. Fuck. One little thing like, ooh, yikes, said something maybe we shouldn't have. Well, our bad. We'll get you next time. And we would have moved on. We would not have been thinking about it.
I just can't believe that everyone else has all but forgotten this ever even happened with like the whole assassination attempt thing.
I was gonna say, did you ever think we'd be at a time where a month after the president was shot at, well, the former president, but former president was shot at, people would have stopped talking about that and they'd be talking about Tenacious D. Like, so what's going on with them? Like more people, I literally see, I'm not even trying to make a commentary here. I literally see on social media more people still bring Jack Black stuff up
than the assassination
than the bullet that grazed a politician. Like, that's crazy. That's really crazy. So
anyways, Jack Black.
He's in the scene.
I still love you, Jack. Please make up with Kyle so we can all forgive
Do something that washes all this away, please.
Jack, I'm begging you. Anyways, so
he's there. He got hit. Oh, he got hit with the burrito and he fell off the bike.
I will say one joke I did like, and this is when he said this burrito was too filling. He took one bite out of it.
Yeah.
Like that is a funny joke as well.
Legitimately funny. And so he gets out to see if the biker's okay. They're on the Coronado Bridge, by the way. That was kind of a cool use of the location.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you fucked up. My bike is fucked up or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, And then he goes, throw a burrito at me? Yeah, I'll see how you like this. And he takes Ron Burgundy's dog, Baxter, and just drop kicks the dog off the bridge.
Yeah.
And then goes, that's what I'm about.
I said that's how I roll.
That's how I roll.
That's how I roll.
That made me that got a ha out of me. Like I laughed out loud. When a movie, I hate to say this, when a movie is brave enough to harm a dog, it always makes me laugh. Because you should not do that.
It's brave enough.
Like a drama or a whatever, you might ruin the movie if you hurt the dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Toxic Avenger fucking annihilated the cutest dog in that movie. It was just like, why did you do that? And this one they drop it off a bridge, but it's so ridiculous.
That's the thing is like, first off, I
want to see a mutilated
you
dog.
The one thing I love. What do you love most? I love whatever, the poetry and my dog here. And he kicks the dog off the fucking bridge.
Yeah.
I hate to admit this. I'm almost embarrassed, but I do quote, that's how I roll a lot. I do say that in my just day-to-day life. Of all the Anchorman things that stuck, that was the one I do say. But in my rationalization of it is like, well, I'm quoting Jack Black.
Yeah.
I'm not quoting Anchorman. Anyways, doesn't matter. When they cut to the dog, it's so clearly like a stuffed animal being thrown off of.
Oh, yeah.
It's so great. Dumb looking that no one can get
And it shouldn't be better. Yeah, it's done perfect.
Anyways, yeah.
But that bit got a fucking belly laugh out of me. They got me on that. Dropkick of the ball. I didn't know. This is the part I didn't know about.
Oh, really?
And Jack Black is funny.
Have you seen this before?
Not the whole thing.
Wow.
I've said this before. You played this at our friend played it at your house or whatever.
Yeah.
And you said you're immediately going to be over this movie as soon as it starts. I'm like, come on, I'm not that dismissive. And then it got to the baby going, Ron Burgundy. I was like, I have stuff to do. Bye.
Yep.
So I saw a ton of it, but not the whole thing.
Okay. Well,
I mean, that's in the opening,
that part made me cackle in the theater. So I'm glad that it still got you all these years later.
I wish I didn't know that info, to be honest.
Oh,
I was better off not knowing.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, so he kicks
Baxter.
Yeah, so now Ron Burgundy is just
Beside himself.
Yeah. He's not making it to the station. He's so torn up, all that stuff. They have Veronica take his place. They need an anchor. Let the woman do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she does it. And,
I was going to say, so she does the news, and then at the end she says, like, thanks for stopping by, San Diego, or something like that. Whatever.
Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah.
Now, when it's over, it's all the women watching in awe of her. Mm. And I thought her acting was great here. Mm-hmm. When she was done, she's like, yes. But she you could tell that she did it for not just herself, but just for like women.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is like,
yeah.
There's better acting in this movie by her than there should be, because for what this movie is,
But you do see where the news industry fell off. No, I'm just kidding. No, it really is. It's a great moment.
Yeah.
Christina Applegate will always be beloved. Like
again, like Marry the Children. Like,
I didn't, and I don't want it to just sound like, because she's always been a babe. It's like, well, there's that, but she's always just like, she's nailed it. She's just always kind of nailed it. Mm-hmm. She's not always in stuff that I care about, but you really can never complain. You know what I mean? She's always kind of delivered.
Yeah.
She always has. There's some actors that fly under the radar. Not that no one knows who they are. Plenty of people know who they are, but they never get part of the conversation as the greats,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then you see them and you go, damn, you always kill this.
Yeah, you never miss.
You always do. Anyway, so it's a hit. She becomes a main anchor, co-anchor.
A co-anchor. Now, Ron gets back and finds out that she took over, and he thinks it's a joke that a woman can't be doing this.
Yeah.
And then they have a breakup, a very public breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And
now they're rivals.
Now they're rivals. And now it's, I don't know. For me, I was like, man, it got from like, she's never going to date you to now you're in love with each other to now you're rivals within 15 minutes. And it's like, okay, just pick a lane. Just choose a story to go with here. It's I don't know. I mean, trying to get into the plot really of this movie is kind of pointless because it's like me dissecting it and being like, oh, but you choose it doesn't matter here. Yeah. I guess. This is a vehicle to tell jokes, and that's really
totally.
It. So
case in point, they're arguing with each other and all that stuff. Case in point, like they go to get new suits. Like the anchors are like feeling bad, so they get new suits, and it turns into like a war between other networks. They fight in a shady part of town, kind of thing. And again, that's just a vehicle for like.
Did you know this part was happening?
Yeah, I think I knew about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle for like cameos and stuff.
In the theater back in the day, people I was with and people in the audience were losing their mind over this. When people kept coming out, they were getting more and more excited every time. And I was just like, this is just dumb, though. This is just stupid.
They crank this up in the second one, by the way.
Oh, they do?
That's part that I have seen of the second one.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
They meet stations from all over the country, and they get everyone. They get like, it's sports station from Canada, and it's Jim Carrey.
Oh, what?
Hey, we just found you, we found, whatever. Some station from New York, and it's Tina Fey and a bunch of people. I think MTV shows up, and it's Kanye, and it really is crazy. Because go watch this scene from Anchorman 2, and you really do see definitively old Kanye was a different guy.
Really?
You see it, and he's like fun and funny. We're with MTV and da-da-da, and I got, whatever. He's great. And it's like, man, what happened to this guy?
Oh, I have some theories. Rocco's telling me about some dentist stuff.
I have theories, too.
I've heard
there's rumors out there his dentist gave him some funny gas.
Legitimately, look that up.
Yeah.
Because Rocco told me, hey, apparently he is a dentist, and people are saying on the inside that, like, he keeps giving him laughing gas, and it's fucking his up, and now his brain is, like, permanently fucked up because of this.
Allegedly.
This is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. And
but then Rocco showed a picture of the dentist, and I was like, well,
he looks like a Batman villain.
This looks like someone I would not want to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with. That's why I'm saying allegedly. I don't want to piss this guy off.
Yeah, I don't think he's subscribed to our Patreon, so don't tell anyone.
Any dentists that subscribe to our Patreon,
don't tell them.
Careful.
Anyway,
but yeah, there's a whole
interesting
scene with a bunch of
now the brawl thing, it's out of place. It's random. You know what? That's the thing.
Yeah.
This movie, it's random. It's funny. It's just what the vibe they go for here, and I feel like the theme of this movie and a lot of parts of it were like, we're just gonna go so random that you're gonna have to laugh. You know?
Yeah. Especially with like Steve Carell's character.
Yeah.
Where where'd you buy your clothes? The toilet store?
Yeah.
That would have made me laugh if I didn't know it was coming.
You knew that was coming?
I knew toilet store was coming.
There's parts though where like he's on the wrong side laughing with like Vince Vaughn.
That was good. That was funny.
And it's like, get back over here. And like that's there were funny moments in this movie. There are.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Well, so anyway, they battle with other stations, blah blah blah. Ron is still in a battle with Veronica. Veronica is celebrating with friends, coworkers, whatever, her new role. And they tell her, like, hey, you're going to fight with Ron. You really want to get back at Ron? Well, maybe I shouldn't tell you this kind of thing. But he reads everything that's on the prompter. No questions asked. He will read it. And so they do a newscast. And I guess Veronica has messed with the broadcast. And it just ends with, this is Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. That was kind of funny.
It's funny, and I was going to say great use of the one fuck in the movie.
Yes.
Like you only get
Saved
one
it for that.
You only get one fuck in a PG-13, maybe
you
two.
get two.
Maybe
you get two.
But they used it. That is a chef's kiss.
What surprises me though is that typically it needs to be used in a non-sexual way. So I guess the term "go fuck yourself," maybe they argued their way. That's a phrase, you know.
And I'm saying like
because I don't think you could say they fucked me or I fucked them.
But go fuck yourself as a term.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself. Get out of here.
Yeah. I think that is under the.
I think that's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's saying to like what the camera.
Go fuck yourself, Sandy. It's clearly a send off. It's not a phrase to someone.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're all like they can't believe it, and it turns into his audience has just become a mob. They're all pissed.
Yeah, and he gets fired.
He gets fired.
The man.
And then we get like a time skip, anime style. It's 3 months later, and Ron is he's a drunk. He has no friends, no job.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
No dog.
Yeah, the dog's.
He's got nothing. And Veronica is tearing it up on the news. And it seems like all of Ron's posse, they've all sided with Veronica because they will get fired if they talk to Ron. They can't do it. I'll also say I think Fred Willard is great.
Oh, he had some funny stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's pornography, but everyone's looked at that stuff. Oh, you haven't. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll talk later, Sister Margaret. Thank you very much. Okay. I guarantee that wasn't written. I guarantee they hit record and he started doing that. That is Fred Willard's style.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you're the director. You're like, what, am I going to cut that?
Yeah, you can't cut that.
Like I would never cast Fred Willard and then cut something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's running the station, whatever. He lets them know a big running thread, like a news story that they're following kind of through the movie, is about new pandas being born at the zoo. Mm-hmm. San Diego Zoo, obviously very famous zoo that we have here.
World famous, bro.
The best zoo. I don't know if anyone has a better zoo than San Diego.
Literally, they don't.
Literally.
It's impossible.
Anyway, Ling Wong the panda is about to give birth. So they go down to the state. They got to go cover it. So all the San Diego news teams all descend on this panda enclosure or the zoo, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the anchors pushes Veronica into the bear enclosure. I'm just speaking for myself. There's a lot of wacko shit in this movie that I think, okay, you got me on that. Okay, it's kind of fun. Whatever. I think this stretch of the movie is stupid.
And you know why?
Kind of boring.
It doesn't work?
Right.
This was added in last minute. Do you
really?
know about any of this? Yes.
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, this makes so much sense now.
Okay, ready? So the film initially centered around, I'm reading this verbatim, so forgive me. Reporters tracking down a clumsy yet elusive group of hippie bank robbers known as the Alarm Clock. This version of the film was met with poor test audience results, which Farrell attributed to uncomfortable lampooning of the Patty Hearst kidnapping. And a significant portion of the film was rewritten, reshot, and they replaced the Alarm Clock storyline with the panda storyline that appeared in the final version.
Well, this is a boring stretch of the movie. They push her into the bear enclosure, and it's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And I feel like we're here like half an hour. I just feel like, oh, she's in the bear thing. Yeah, okay. Is anyone gonna get her out?
They were like, oh, they don't like this storyline. We have to change it up, and so we have to add something with a panda. And that's why we get stuck with this. You're right. It's boring.
Yeah, so they can't. Ed, the owner of the station, can't find Veronica. Where is she? Where is she? They don't know she's down in the bear thing. They can't find her.
Which is so dumb.
Yeah, it's like she's not yelling.
It's so stupid. And honestly, actually, go ahead because you can.
This is more of the plot.
Okay, well, go into the plot because it's going to lead into what I was about to say.
Well, so they can't find her, so they were like, we need to call someone who could help us, and they call Ron Burgundy. Like, you need to come back.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did, Danny Trejo being the bartender, and then Ron Burgundy going to the bathroom and cleaning up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Batman transition or Superman transition. It's funny enough.
Yeah. That was good. Anyway, so he gets the whole team together. Ron, does what you just said. Gets together. They get to the zoo, and then Ron finds that, Veronica is in the bear area. So he jumps in there too. And then the Channel 4 news team jumps in to help. And the bears are about to rip them apart. However, Baxter shows back up and convinces the bear to let them live by mentioning he is a friend of the bear's cousin, Cataujo, who he met in the wild.
Now, what I was going to say was this all seems they made this up on the day.
100%. 100%.
Even the text.
Yep.
Everything about this was, we have nothing.
Like, all right, just do that.
Let's have the dog and the bear talk about, Cataujo is respected in my, he's my cousin, and if he likes you, you must be one with, it's all bullshit they made up on the day to try to get a movie out there.
Yep.
And it reeks of that.
Yep.
So when I found this out, I'm like, this makes so much fucking sense.
Yep.
Okay. So anyways,
it really does add up, doesn't it?
Yep. I wonder if the dog came back in the other version. I guess that version they did release called "Wake Up Ron Burgundy: The Lost Movie," and that was a straight to DVD release in 2006.
That's interesting.
But I wonder because it's almost funnier, I would think, if the dog never came back.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think that's better.
That's better if Jack Black would really just kick him off the bridge and that's it.
This may have also inspired Resident Evil 4 because it was a year later.
Oh, yeah, probably. Probably.
So whatever, that all happens. Ron and Veronica are all okay with each other again. And then they do a little like what happened to them later kind of thing. Brian became host of Fox reality show called Intercourse Island,
which watching this.
Yeah.
There is a show that I hate to admit. Rocco, you're going to judge me, and please.
Oh, definitely.
Forgive me.
Definitely coming up.
But when the little girls go to bed, me and Jenny and Emma and Beckett, and sometimes Emma's boyfriend, watch this show called Love Island, and it is the absolute worst show on the planet. But it's a fun, winding down show. Everyone's on their phone, and we're making fun of people, whatever. But I am like, that is this. Like,
yes,
it is Love Island did not exist yet.
Yeah,
but that is 100% what this is
for sure.
100%. Intercourse Island.
So he's making that. Brick, Steve Carell's character, is George W. Bush's top political advisor. Topical political humor at the time.
Yeah.
Every other joke, I will say, that was a tiring moment in time too, because every piece of comedy was George Bush is dumb, and it was like, got it.
Yeah,
he's dumb.
Exhausting. Exhausting.
Champ became commentator for the NFL, but then fired for sexual harassment.
Oh, it's Terry Bradshaw. Which is
Ron and Veronica are co-anchors for CNN. Well, like something like CNN, World News Center.
It's dumb, but when he says "you stay classy," the world.
Oh yeah,
it's so dumb that it's like, okay, whatever.
That's kind of funny.
Please, it's in this movie.
Anyway,
okay,
that's more or less the gist of it.
Now, they had an earlier idea for this movie, which was going to be a parody of the disaster film Alive. So,
what?
Buckle up for this. With a group of news people, after Ron Burgundy crashes their plane, stranded in the wilderness, trying to make their way back to civilization. Okay? Now, this is where it's like, you fuckers, I have to lose me. You really have to get so weird that you have to lose me. But the subplot was going to involve characters trying to escape a group of ninja star wielding orangutans.
Yeah.
That should never have gone to pen to paper. That should have never gotten that far.
Let me just say, sorry, no offense to Adam McKay, but every one of his movies, you find out later there's a stretch of it that they filmed that was cut after a test. And it's always the worst thing you've ever heard. It's like, why did you even film that? Vice, the movie where Christian Bale is...
Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Speaking of George Bush.
Was like, Adam McKay talked about, it's really unfortunate we had to cut my favorite scene of the movie where it's become right in the middle of all the war shit happening. It's a musical. And it's like 10 minutes of a musical in the White House.
Yo.
And all these people that have seen it were like, I don't know why that was his favorite scene. That grinded the movie to a halt, and it was not funny. It went on for 10 minutes.
So he wanted to have a musical in this first audition as well.
Oh, there you go.
Adam McKay stated that the version of the script originally included a musical number with sharks. What is it with this guy?
Yeah, this guy needs to chill on that.
Well, I know him and Will Ferrell had a falling out, and they no longer work together.
Do you know about that? What happened?
Something to do with that movie, the show.
That basketball show. Winning Time. Yeah.
That first season was awesome.
I heard it was good.
I did not watch the second season.
Oh, really?
You know what's funny? When I had COVID, I binged that and I started watching Ozark, and I was loving all of it. And then I was out of quarantine and I stopped watching all of that.
You're not sick anymore. You can't watch it.
I'm not sick anymore.
No. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. Adam McKay and Will Ferrell have been production buddies forever. Mm-hmm. And Adam McKay promised Will Ferrell a role in the Winning Time.
I think it was the John C. Reilly role. He was going to be the guy.
So he cleared his time. He did all this stuff. And then Adam McKay, without consulting Will Ferrell, just went behind his back and was like, had all these plans for other casting for that, this might be better. This might be better. And didn't really consult him on it. And Will Ferrell was like, kind of like changed everything to do this. Like and you went behind my back to cast it and all that stuff. This is all by Adam McKay's. Adam McKay has confessed to all this, where he's like, I fucked up. I handled that so bad. I should have talked with my friend about this, and I didn't do that. Anyway, that cost them their entire friendship, working relationship, whatever you want to say. That's over.
You know, Will Ferrell would have been good in that role, but John C. Reilly was so good. He was so good in that. Yeah. Well, that is what they were going to do with this movie. But, this movie was a hit, obviously. Let's see. It made $96 million. It cost $26 million.
You're going to say 96 Quite Bitter Beings.
I wish.
Anyway.
I don't know if we should do shakers or not, but, I do think that I just think I kind of hate Will Ferrell in this movie. And you're just kind of supposed to hate Ron Burgundy a little bit. But I hate him so much. And I don't hate Will Ferrell.
I don't hate Will Ferrell, but I kind of do in his movie roles. I just get tired. I don't fucking like Elf. I don't like this. I get just tired of him in the front seat in a movie. Now, when he just shows up and he's doing one thing, that's cool with me. Mm-hmm. And I like the guy. Guy seems cool. But I don't know. When he's lead, I'm just like, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. I've seen it. And this may be a hot take. I still think he's a funny guy. Okay. But I do think he is trying to be funny.
Oh, and that is what this is. And that is what I was going to say in my critique of this movie.
He's not just naturally funny. And I'm not saying like what I'm about to say is not like a love letter to like, oh, I like Jon Stewart more than Will Ferrell. But Jon Stewart is someone that I think of all the time with naturally funny, where Jon Stewart, whether you like his show or not, again, I'm not even getting into that. But he could describe going to the bank and you'll probably end up laughing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He just talks and he's naturally funny.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is trying. Some people have to try. That's okay. It's not a diss on him for that either. But maybe it makes the leading roles a little hard for me to keep. He's always kind of
and like I felt like a lot of this was Will Ferrell improvising. You know, you have a whore mouth. I'm gonna punch you right in. I'm punch you in the ovaries, right? And like that's the kind of shit where it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. You're just trying to be funny to make the crew laugh, and I'm seeing through that, and I. You know, I mean, respect. I try to make people laugh here too when I'm filming stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm also not in a leading role of a movie. I don't know. Like for me, it's just like I just like, oh man, you're trying so hard, and I can see through it, and it makes me honestly like cringe a little bit. It's like I feel bad. It's like you're trying really hard, but it's not working for me. I'm so sorry. I wish it was, but it's not. So you know. Also, this is a weird. Ron Burgundy looks like one of my friends from when I was younger. Yeah. Their dad. Yeah. And I just see that guy. Yeah. And it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. I loved that guy for the record. But like I just see him go, I don't know.
No, that happens to me with certain people every now and then.
It's like you just remind me of this person and I don't know.
Been there.
Anyways. Well, do you want to do Shakers?
Sure.
Okay.
Funny movie. There's a funny movie here. I don't think there's anything here worth hanging on to for 20 fucking years. Mm-hmm. That's its biggest mark. But again, that's not the movie's fault. That's people. People suck. Yeah. The general public sucks. Let's say that.
Sure.
You know, I see people, you know, I've always considered myself a Star Wars fan. You know, I like Star Wars. Worst fan base on earth, right? You know, people say that. It's like, oh my God, the fan base is insufferable. I don't think it's a fan base. I think that thing hit the general public, and the general public sucks. You got to find your part of the public that you like. Everybody does. Mm-hmm. When you're dealing with the general public, it's never going to be cool or fun. And I think this movie the general public just won't let go of it.
No, it's like boomers.
Yeah.
It's boomer humor. Which is interesting because it's made in 2004 when they were older.
But if I saw this in a vacuum, I'd never seen anything before, I'd probably go, yeah, funny comedy. Okay. That one part made me laugh really hard, but this is not my kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The wacky Will Ferrell, Adam McKay comedy is not my thing. But cast is undeniable. And it was smart for them to like set it during this time. Yeah. The concept is good. So for that, I'll give it a 1.5. Okay. 2 seems high. In the ones, it feels like hurtful, but sorry, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it again, but
no, I will say that this movie, to me, and this is maybe the hottest take, and please forgive me if you're get mad at hearing this. This movie is for people who are on Facebook. Yeah. And I don't know what that means all the way either. I just feel that like. The people who I see at sports games who are, you know, 60 and they can't let go of things that were fun. This movie just speaks to them for some reason. And there are funny moments here. And I think the cast is great. And I think the idea behind this movie is solid.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the execution is not for me.
I'm just like, okay, enough.
Yeah, and the randomness, like it's random. Isn't that funny? It's like, no.
That just disconnects me from it.
It disconnects me, but also that was the style of 2004 comedy.
Yes.
It was.
Yes, so, very much so.
I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay.
Not a 1, not in the ones, but a 2. You know, even the milk was a bad choice. That's funny in a vacuum.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
But goddamn, stop saying it.
It's hard for me to pretend I'd never heard of it, though.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, when that race happens at the Padre game, people are yelling out one-liners during that part. They're yelling that out.
I love Lamp.
I swear to you. I swear. It's milk was a bad choice. Go, Ron. I want Brick to win. Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, maybe, again, I am extra still bitter on this movie, but I swear to God, I tried to go into an open mind and just see what I thought. And, I didn't hate it all. Didn't love most of it, though. Okay. I'm going to pick the next movie. I'm going to pick a movie I've never seen before, but check it out. I had to turn off the Olympics.
Good.
To watch this. Oh. And now the Olympics are over, but I'm not ready to let go.
I can't believe we're already there.
I know, dude. Only 1,466 more days until the Olympics are in LA, and I can't wait. So I'm going to be there holding my torch, don't worry. But I want to watch a movie I have heard of. Speaking of things that will run into the ground, you have to forgive the origin of it. We're going to watch Chariots of Fire.
Okay.
I've never seen that. I know the song.
I know nothing about it.
I know the song, and that is it. But again, you have to forgive the song because it started in this movie. Okay. Chariots of Fire, I believe it's an Olympics movie. So I know nothing else. So let's watch Chariots of Fire together, and I will see you next week. Rocco will see you next week. Mm-hmm. And thanks for subbing to Patreon, everyone.
Yes, as always.
We really can't thank you enough. And I have nothing else. I said and, but I should have just ended it because I have nothing else to say.
Oh, I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Go fuck yourself, Patreon.
Oh, God.
Oh, I meant quote from the movie.